Hi there, students. Subtle. Subtly. Okay, something that is subtle is something that is not immediately obvious. So you could have a subtle joke. It's not a joke that people see instantly. It's the type of joke when they think for a second and then they start laughing. Okay, so something that's subtle is not immediately obvious. It's quite clever. Okay, we can use subtle for changes or distinctions. So a subtle difference or a subtle distinction, the difference is so small or so delicate or so precise that it's not easy to describe the differences. A fine distinction, a very small distinction, a subtle difference. Okay, the difference is so delicate or complicated that it's not immediately clear what the difference is. Okay, so we can use subtle for flavors, for tastes. So curry is very hot in your mouth, but it has many other subtle flavors. Okay, a smell could be subtle, not immediately obvious. I like it when girls use a subtle perfume, not something that poh. A subtle sound, so it's a very delicate, a complicated sound, or a subtle colour. Not something that's blindingly obvious, but something that is rather more clever, more intelligent. We can use subtle to talk about people. If you are being subtle, you're not being direct and obvious. So don't ask for it directly. Be subtle and he will give it to you. Don't say, "Would you give me your pen? Can I have it?" No. Be subtle. "That's a beautiful pen you've got. It seems to write really well. I'd love to have a pen like that." Okay? So don't be obvious. Be subtle. Some advertising is very obvious. Buy our product now. But other advertising is much more subtle. It makes you think, and then maybe you say, "Oh, I'd like to buy that." It's probably much more effective. Okay, we could also say a plan, a theory. A person is subtle when they are able to make fine distinctions with their mind. They're able to see very slight, clever differences in things. They're able to discern things very, very well. So this is a very subtle theory. It's not immediately obvious how it works. He used subtle reasoning, mentally very sharp, mentally very intelligent. Okay? So subtle, something that's not obvious, not direct, something you need to think about. The origin of this word, it's another Latin word. It comes from sutellus, which it's talking about cloth that is finely woven together. The different bits, okay, the warp and the weft, are joined together very finely. So the difference between each strand is very, very small. Okay, so notice subtle and subtly. To make the adverb, you take off the E and put Y. So you lose the E in subtly. There's no E in subtly, subtle. Okay, so something that's subtle is something that's not obvious. You need to be subtle with children. If you're very direct, they probably say no. But if you're much more subtle, you can get them to do what you would like them to do. Okay? So something that's subtle, very delicate or precise, a very small difference, A very clever and not obvious thing. Anyway, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Subtly.